Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeanette, and as you can see, I am in a new location, and I will tell you a little bit more about what this is in a minute. Also, you've probably noticed that the name of the channel has changed, so I'll talk a little bit about why I did that. And then in the food part of the video, I'm going to be doing my handmade corn tortillas, which a few of you have asked about, so that's what we're going to be doing today. First, let me apologize. The lighting down here is less than ideal to film a video. This is actually in my basement. This is my workshop where I make my soaps and lotions and candles and things, and I have to have a lot of light down here to be able to see what I'm doing, and it's not configured to, you know, do a YouTube video all that well. There's shadows and stuff, so just bear with me. But I wanted to take you on a little tour of this, so that's why I wanted to kind of start the video down here. But let's talk about why I changed the name of the channel. A lot of you have probably seen that it's gone to Jeanette's Wellness Corner. It was I Kill Chickpeas, and I Kill Chickpeas was a really, cutesy name and everything, but I thought that there were better names out there to reflect who I am and what I want to do here. Some of you may know that I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 24 years and I've gotten to do a lot of different things in my career. But really at the heart of it all has been promoting people's wellness and well-being. And that's why I changed the name of the channel. That's who I am. That's what I'm all about. And although I like, developing plant-based recipes and cooking, and, obviously I think nutrition is very important to promoting well-being and wellness, it's only one part of the puzzle. It's not the only piece. There are so many other things that come into play. So what is this place I'm standing in right now? Well, this is my workshop. This is in the basement of my home, and I have had a business for the last 23 years making soaps and lotions and soy candles and all kinds of fun stuff. And it's always been a cottage industry. I've always run this out of my home. I usually do craft shows. I have an online shop. And there was one point not too long ago where I had a physical storefront for a couple of years, which was a lot of fun. So for now, I'm going to be focusing on my website and my online shop. So I'll link my website in the description box down below. It actually is a combination of the Bath and Body business and Jeanette's Wellness Corner. So it'll provide direct links to YouTube. There's a blog on there, which I will be putting like recipes on there for both food and home spa recipes and lifestyle tips and that kind of stuff. And I updated the About Me page, so if you want to know how I got started in this and how the whole business has grown and how the plant-based thing got started, you can read that page. All right, so let's take a little tour of the workshop. Of note, this is a rather small space. I am used to living in and working in small spaces, and I have learned how to maximize my work area, my storage. As you can see, I like to go upwards with shelving and things like that, and try to use every nook and cranny that's available here. But I think it's laid out really nicely, so let's take a walk through. Okay, so here I've got a lot of my potpourri stuff. This is herbs and spices. I make things like sachets, and I do a lot of potpourri crafting in the fall and winter time. So this is where I store a lot of my raw materials for that stuff. This cabinet right here was left behind by the previous owners, and it looked nothing like this when I found it. Structurally, it was okay, but it was really ugly. It was in bad shape. It didn't even have a top on it. So I ended up doing chalk paint, and I painted the inside of it as well and put some shelves in there, and now that holds all of my fragrance oils for my candles. And this is where I do the Bath and Body production. So I've got my microwave, lots of storage, lots of table space, lots of shelving, raw materials. I've got these industrial mats down as well to catch any drips and spills. I've got some more storage right here. Over in this corner, I've got a lot of my soap making stuff. My dad made me these molds. And then I have more soap making stuff here and containers over here. This cozy nook over here is my my crafting area. I've got my sewing table here. This is where I can apply labels. All my recipe books are here, my reference books. And I've got an area right over here with all of my paint supplies, because I like to paint acrylic pictures. And then I've got another work table right there. All right, on to the food part of the video, and I'm gonna make my handmade corn tortillas. These are really simple to make, they're delicious, and honestly, I can't believe I waited as long as I did to try doing these. I learned how to make them by watching a video on YouTube from the Santa Fe School of Cooking, so I will link that video down below for you. I used to live in New Mexico, and there's a lot of ingredients that are Southwestern that I can't get here in upstate New York, so I actually frequent their website quite a bit. They have online cooking classes and, you know, herbs and spices and red and green chilies and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'll put a link to their website for you too down in the description box, but it's a fun place to check out. All right guys, we're ready to go. Speaking of New Mexico, I am a huge Breaking Bad fan, so I've got my Los Pollos Hermanos t-shirt and Walter White, so let's cook. All right, you just need some very basic ingredients to make these. One is called masa de harina. This is specially treated corn flour. It's not the same as regular corn flour or cornmeal. Corn has been treated with an alkali and washed, and when it's ground into a flour, it's called masa de harina. This is what you want to use to make your tortillas, and it's also useful for tamales. So sometimes I don't even measure these out, but I'm going to today because we're trying to be a little bit more conscious of our calorie intake, and 1/4 cup is about 110 calories. So I'm gonna make enough for about 6 to 8 tortillas. So I'm using 1.5 cups of masa de harina, and then you wanna add a generous pinch of salt. And I give that a mix. And then I make a little well in the middle of this, and I start adding some water. It doesn't matter what temperature your water is. I just start adding, and then I start mixing with my hands. So I just keep working it with my hands until I can see a dough starting to form. I keep adding water until my dough starts to stick together and is very much like a Play-Doh consistency. And there's no gluten in this dough, so you cannot overwork it. So as you can see, I'm getting to the Play-Doh stage here, and I can tell I'm getting to where I want the dough to be because I can squeeze it and it holds together and it doesn't crack. And it's also cleaning the bowl as I mix. Okay, so my dough is ready because it holds together and it doesn't crack. So now I'm gonna use my tortilla press, and it's a good idea to cut a freezer bag into circles like this that are just bigger than the tortilla press, because then you can put your dough in here and remove it really easily. Now you can make these as big or as small as you want, but I just take about a golf ball size and I roll it into a nice round shape. Okay, and then I put it here. Put my other piece of plastic on top. And I have a perfectly round tortilla. Okay, I have a hot pan ready to go on the stove. It's nice to do this in a cast iron pan from what I hear, but I don't have one. I have a non-stick skillet here, skillet pan, and I don't have any oil or anything on it. You don't need it because it's non-stick. And we're just gonna put our tortilla on there. Okay, so this one I overcooked a little bit. It takes me a couple of times to get my pan just right. But what you wanna do is you just wanna leave it on there. You'll start to see some of the edges curl up a little bit. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got those nice dark spots on here. That's what I wanna see. And I just cook it through until it's heated through, okay? And because they're so low in fat, these things need to be kept steamy. So I have a tortilla basket with a napkin inside of it, or a cloth napkin, and I will just stack them in there as they cook and leave them in there, and they stay nice and warm for dinner. And then while my tortillas are cooking, I will sometimes just try to roll out some more of the dough to have it ready to go. All right, you can do a lot of things with these, like tacos, fajitas, enchiladas. I am just going to make a very simple taco with these. I am gonna top mine with some refried beans and some sauteed peppers and onions. This I could top with a little bit of salsa or something, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep it simple and give it a try. And the smell of these is so comforting. If you guys make homemade tortillas, let me know what you use them for, because right now I've just made tacos, enchiladas, and fajitas out of them, and sometimes we just use them as like our flatbread with our meal and dip them into salsa. But let me know what you guys do with these. All right guys, so we're gonna wrap up today's video. My wellness and well-being tip of the day is, how do you feel? Do you feel good? I turned 48 a couple of weeks ago, and I have to tell you, I feel really good. I feel good. My dad has said this in another video as well. It's like, how do you feel? You want to feel good. Don't worry what everybody else is doing. Don't follow the herd. Do what's right for you. Do what keeps you healthy, and make sure that you feel good. All right, so that's it for today's video. I am going to sign off for today, and I will see you guys hopefully real soon. And we'll have some more wellness tips and really yummy food recipes. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.